morning, folks. Welcome to Robot Chores. I'm Steve Jennings from Chores Studios, and we're going to be working today on modeling a servo horn. So just something like this right here that goes on top of the servo. So if you've been watching some of these other episodes, we've gone through and we've actually modeled the servo. And so here's the servo. I think I may actually even have a So anyway, there it is. And so that's where the servo is at right now. And so we're going to go through and model this little doodad that goes on top. Okay? So let's hop to it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you're not going to need this nor this. And this is what we currently have for the model. Let's see what layers we have. That's on 1, that's on 2, that's on 3, which is just the camera, that's on 4. So we want to take this piece here and do a Shift D to duplicate it, M5, and we're going to move it on to layer 5. Here it is. So this is our revised one. We'll go ahead and let's rename it. Okay, there we go. Now, we're not going to use all of this. We're going to, let's tab into it. And it looks like, oh yay, it still has the mirror modifier on there, so we don't have to, which is exactly how we want to be able to model this, because if you look at it, it is symmetrical in X and Y. See that? So if we can go through and build it this way, that's just bonus. So we need to hold C, and let's select these things that these all need to be deleted out of here. And escape, X, faces, whoop. There we go. All right, so this is, I'm keeping that because we want the inside on the back of this. Oh, great. The inside on the back of this, come on, light. The inside on the back of this has a little ring in there with the knurled teeth in there. You can't really get a very good view of it. And I did pretty much make this to scale and for how they were. So I'm going to now, I'll tab out, Shift S, cursor to selected. I don't know that this is tight, because basically as you're 3D printing parts, if your measurement's too exact and you print it out, just because of the tolerance of the printer, it may not fit. Now, we don't know that this won't fit. I suppose we could just leave it like this and then print out a test part and see, and then scale it up as needed. You know what? I actually like that idea better than what I was going to do. But I'll show you how I would solve the problem. And so I put the 3D cursor into the origin of it, hit A, the origin of this object, select everything, and then I do an SX 1.03, then an SY 1.03. And so then it scales that by like 3%. And that's probably pretty good to get, that's probably enough to get clearance. But based on the size of the object, how much it actually will need to scale will change. So the smaller the object, the more you're going to need to scale it. And the larger the object is, obviously less. So cool. So anyway, now it's time to do some measurements on this. And I think that even though we have these built here, we're going to go ahead and just build just like, build the profile of it and then we will spin it all around. So starting with this back one here, let's do a little bit of measurements. Okay, I see that the diameter of this, first of all, the height of this whole piece is 4.95. So let's go ahead and that's everything combined. The depth of, I should have wrote that number down. I won't remember it. The depth of this piece right here that we're working on is 3.05, 3.06, 3.05, something like that, millimeter. Okay. So then I'm going to take that from here. So this is like the origin, so I'm going to scale that down that way. So A, Z, B for box select, and I'm going to SZ0, and I'll do a GZ minus 0.0305. And that did not work at all. GZ minus 0.305. There we go. Okay. Cool. And so there's this little dude. And like I said, I wouldn't remember it. I sure don't. It's, actually, we didn't do this measurement yet. It's 8.81 millimeter. And so we need to divide that by 2. .405. And so we will E to extrude, escape, S, Y0, GY 0.4405. Great. All right, now we're going to see how high that needs to go before it goes to the next surface. What do you say? 2.46. 2.46. So E escape, G Z 0.246. All right. All right, measure this dude. 23.94 millimeters. Let's find the radius of that. 11.97. So again, E to extrude, SY0, GY 1.197 centimeters. Okay, now we know from here, oh man, I can't remember that number. Told you. .98. So this here, E extrude, we will select this here, Shift S, cursor selected. Did I hit? I already extruded that. This is the wrong one though. There we go. So then SZ0, and then GZ 4.98. Whoops, but that was GZ 0.498. Great. But wait. That wasn't totally right because there's a lip up there. And so I have to subtract that lip amount. So you see that on top, the very top here? So I measured that, so I got to subtract it. In fact, I probably should have just measured this like that to get it to 1.95 millimeters. That's probably a better way. But we know this is, I'm going to do this. Hold on. Do that. Shift S, cursor selected. S0, GZ 1.98 is way too high. GZ 0.198. Okay, there's that. This is, and so this needs to come in to here. All right, so this is the ring on top is 7.45 millimeter. .725 to find the radius. Just I have a mouse here that's not plugged in. It's causing me troubles. 3.725. So now, I tab, go over here, tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab in, select this, SY0, cool. And we are going to do a loop cut and slide on that. Great. And this needs to move out GY 0.3725. Okay, that's where that's at. Shift S, cursor selected, take this, S, Y, 0, select this one, SZ, 0, great. Okay, that is 0.71 millimeters. So then E, escape, GY minus 0.071, great. And then it looks like it dips down. Oh, you're watching this, you're not watching the thing. So I moved, basically, yeah, I'm building out this frame right here. So now we're gonna measure this down because it's not, this goes deeper than this. All right, so let's see what we got. Oh. The top broke off the meter. There we go. Got power back. That's not going to stay on very well, though. Well, let's hope we make it through to the end of the episode. Move it, scroll down. I do have another meter around. I think it's around this table, but 1 point. Wow. Wow. I think that should be it. 1.32. G, whoops, E, escape, GY, no, Z, minus 1, no, escape, GY minus 0.132, rascal, GZ minus 0.132, there we go, all right. We are getting darn close to having the piece. I just want to say something. Does the plastic come out warm? Is that from 3D printing? So, okay, so no, this piece here is not actually is not 3D printed yet, but we will be able to, if we wanted to print one out, we could. But basically, I want to make this part. The reason I'm making this part is the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a larger structure, a larger horn that this attaches to, that'll drive, that I can put on the back of a robotic puppet. And so that's what I'm working on right here, and that's why I'm personally modeling this. And I think it's also just a great example of showing folks how to actually how to do precision modeling in Blender. And I've mentioned it before in other videos. The Blender is not the perfect one for 3D printing, but it's free. And if you understand why maybe measurements aren't coming out exactly 100% correct, you can at least solve that problem. And I already use Blender for creative animation and not just engineering or technical type of precision modeling. So I just like to use the same skill set and find ways to use it instead of learning a whole new program. Yeah. So anyway, this is what we're working on. Let me go back, and we're going to get, thank you very much, and I have a hard time reading it. It says Itchy Limp. Thank you, Itchy Limp, for your comment. Thanks for watching. All right, so the diameter of that hole, it says, is 2.63. All right, so I'm going to tab out, Shift S, cursor is selected, tab back in, and E for extrude, G, Y, no, I'm not going to do GY, SY, 0. And so then I'm going to do GY, what was it? 0.263. That does not look right. Oh, that was the diameter, not the radius. All right, so 2.63 divided by 2. Huh. What just happened? I swear this calculator drives me crazy. I need to find a better calculator to use. 1.315. So now I'll go back over here. GY 0.1315. Great. All right. And so that's about the right spot there. So E, escape, SZ, 0. Great. There's the hole. All right. So now, and we're actually in that spot, in the origin right there. So we can actually rotate this. And we also have holes there that we'll need to deal with. Of course, they're there. Do we put them there now? Do we place them now? Do we place them after we've spun the disc? I think you can make arguments either way. What I do see is that this distance here is different than both of those distances. So we're going to have some mesh that this will probably become, this here will probably rotate over to become this, and this bottom of this one will rotate to the top of this hole. And so then there will be more mesh up here, and there'll be some mesh up down here for that bottom part. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 loops that will need to be here. I suppose we can go ahead and just put those in there. Why not? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks right. So I'll do that. Loop, cut, and slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there we go. Cool. So now, okay, so now we need to determine, and now the issue with this will be is that this centerpiece here has a whole lot of geometry. in it, right? This piece in here is a whole lot of geometry to, good morning, has a whole lot of geometry to maintain that shape when we apply a subdivision surface to it. These will probably not. So we're going to place these first based off of the measurements of this, and then we will put placeholders there, and then scale up our geometry to match the placeholders with high resolution geometry, and then delete the placeholders. I know that sounds confusing, but we'll. I think that's the only way I've figured out how to get the holes to be accurately created when you have a subdivision surface applied to it. Okay, all right, so let's go back. The whole point of that was to get this measurement here. Let's make sure it's zeroed out. It is. Cool. Burp. 1.33. Cool. Shift S, cursor selected. Select both of those. S, Y, 0. And then GY minus 0.133. Groovy. So that's the edge of where that circle would be. All right. So now we will do, I guess we can do this next one down. We'll do this. 2.69. SY 0, GY minus 0.27. Okay. There's that. All right, this next one, 4.31. Do that. GY minus 0.431. Cool. All right. All righty. That one is 5.76. GY minus 0.576. Cool. All right, so now these two here, these are not accurate. This is where the bottom of that is. This is where the top of this circle would be. This is the top of this circle. This one is not. This is the top of the second layer of circles, but it may not be the bottom of that. And so we don't even know. I guess it wouldn't even hurt to actually go on and turn on your edge length and then select those and see how close they are. And maybe not close at all. But you know, so this is 1.133, 0.137, 0.161, 0.145, and so, are these perfect? No. And maybe we want to actually go through and make those equidistant and then move. Oops. That is the thing we probably should do. Okay, so I goofed a little bit. I'm going to do this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And SY 0. SY 0. And do that. SY 0. A, so A, escape. A, W, 4 to remove doubles. It removed all of those. I'm going to go back and loop cut and slide again. And we're just going to keep them exactly where they're at on the bottom one. Now up here, we're going to match them down here. Because they're not even, that's telling me that my measurements are a little bit strange. That they're off. And so why not just, as we spin this disc, have these be perfectly equidistant and then move the circles around to where they need to be. So we'll probably have to go through and remeasure those. Okay, but that's the way it is. Alrighty, so let's now tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab back in. Cool. Go to above. We are going to do a spin. 90 degrees is correct. If I remember right, this was 24. Maybe it was 32. Huh. Oop. 6 looks right-ish. $12 looks rightish too. That looks right. Yep. Okay, so we can see the disc there. I'm just thinking through what to do next. Look at that. I can do that. A, W, 4. Remove doubles, remove 6. That's suspicious that it only removed 6. Alt M. Just select last. Cool. And so here it looks like we need to go to edge select and select. F. Come on. Woo. Select. I did. Okay, it has one there. Where are you? Okay, there we are. Cool. All right, so that's all correct. AA. Let's turn off the edge length. Control N to make sure everything, all the normals are recalculated outside. That looks great. Okay. So if I go here, I know we can either have it like where the 3 are on top, or we can have the 6 are on top. Which one is better? Probably the 3. I am seeing that we may need to put one more through here, one more through here, and one more through here. Because we will go, because because of our mirrors here, we can't have 2 units wide, and not have, so it'll be an oval. And so it has to be as wide as it is tall. I don't know if that means that we're going to then have to maybe move, well, we'll probably have to just move these around to fit. Well, yeah. So then, let's do this. Let's select that doodad. Let's do the 3 first. Let's just do a small one and get our, feet under us a little bit. Jumping horn. And it's saying that the caliper's off. Okay, here we go. All right. .72 millimeters. .75. So E escape GY minus 0.275. All right, that's where it thinks the top one is. If I were to just eyeball, I don't have to eyeball. I might be able to get the things in there to find out. It says it's 1.5, it's a 1.5 millimeter hole, or close to 1.5. Maybe not, 1.25. I can get to 1.3. Am I flexing it though now? 1.28. I think that's pretty good. So E escape GY minus 0.128. Okay, and then we're going to, so this one here goes to here. This one here goes to here. Okay. No, loop, cut, and slide. No, don't do that. Escape. Edge. Select this. Subdivide at 1. That is the center. I think it was 1.28. Where did you go? Date calculation. Come on. 1.28 divided by 2. Oh, duh. Of course. 0.64. All right, so back over here. E, escape, GX, 0.64. Nope. GX 0.064. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to need a, I think it will need a, I think these are going to be diamond shape holes like here. They're not going to be square like this. They're going to be like this. And so it needs a center line there. Something like that. So then this can go to here. Okay, and then now we have oops, escape. Okay. Okay. All right. Of course, all this is the same on this side, too. So, zero. So that allows us to look like this. Shift S, cursor selected. Select this, SX0, SY0. Select this, Shift S, cursor selected, SX0, SY0. SX0, SY0. All right. It did not come out how I expected it to. Okay, from here to here. Cursor selected. And SX0, SY0. Okay, that's looking more like it. X faces. All right. And select F. Select F. All right. So now in looking at this doodad, how are we going to get that distance? Well, let me think about this a little bit. I have some guesses. .55 millimeters is the different distance between the two holes. So I tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab in, select this, turn on edge length, and hit E to extrude, and rotate on Z until it says 1.55. We know that that's where the next one will start, which actually is so darn close. There we go. This is the edge of the next one, right? So from here to here, this is the edge. So this, actually right here, should be here, we know that this here, from here to here, will be 1.28 millimeters. E, escape, RZ, 1.28, and I'm holding shift. There we go, there's that. So then this one will go here. Great. I'm just going to try this, select this, select this, go to Z, 7. Actually, before I do that, Z escape, Z, so Shift S. On the back side, it's not matching up yet. SX, 0, SY, 0, SX, 0, SY, 0. Okay, there's that one, this and this. So we'll do a Shift D, escape, and it'd be a whole lot better if that was a full circle right there. So let's select that. So Shift S, cursor selected, and we're select these faces, and do a Shift D, escape, SY -1 to scale it -1, which it didn't do, or it did. Did it? It did not. G, SY, not Y, SX, -1. All right. So I can select this and this. So now we have a full W4 removed 11 vertices. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Okay, so now I can Shift D. So we have that there. Tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab back in. Now if we rotate on Z, we can get to the point to where that will match up. Hit period to zoom in on it, RZ, and then basically get right in there. You know, I'm sure there are some like math whizzes out there that would, you know, do this a much different way, but oops. Considering that this it doesn't really have to be perfect. Shoot, I should have shown you that. Which was on there. So let me back up. Make sure you get all that. All right, so Z, A, B for box select, Shift S, cursor selected, A to deselect, face select mode, select those two things, Shift D, escape, SX -1, cool. And now you have 4 faces there, A, W4, remove 17 vertices. And now we have this here, so we hit D, Shift D, we can duplicate it, escape. And tab out of here, Shift S, cursor is selected, which takes us to the origin, tab back in, and RZ, and rotate over where it needs to be, roughly. Hit period on, oop. What's it doing, rascal? Weird. All right, hit period. RZ to just get it in as close as we can to that spot there. Great. Okay. Now, I doubt that we got it so close that they, ooh, it did. Actually, it merged two vertices. So some of those were actually dead on. That one right there was dead on, but this one is not. But see this one? It actually merged it. That was great. That's cool, man. All right, so then this one, Z. So this one needs to merge to this one, I think. M last. That one needs to merge to that one. Cool. So there we go. We can pull out this face. And so what you're seeing here, there is triangles here and here. So we can probably bridge those triangles there. I'm not starting to think, I'm not going to think about I don't want to think about oop, Alt H. I did a hide there, not a remove. Trying to think of how I'd like to restructure this so that the mesh looks nice. I wish, now that I did this, I really wish that I knew exactly what that rotation was. I should have been watching down here when I did it. So E escape RZ. Down here it tells us it is 18.85. 18.84. So now I'm going to get scrap of paper. Remember that. If I can find a decent one to use. No pen. All right. So we have 18.84. So we're going to take 18.84 and multiply that by 0.333 equals, okay, 6.27. So then this G should be R Z 0.627. No, rascal. R Z minus 6.273. All right. Alt M last. Don't know if I believe that, but so then E escape R Z 6.273. RZ minus 6.273. You know what? Looks good. I'm going to make this an n-gon because I don't know where that needs to go yet, but this goes to here. Alt M last. Take this here now. E escape R Z. That's roughly. Look down below. It's 18.88. It's the same thing. 18.84. So RZ minus 6.273 escape extrude RZ minus 6.273. Select this, subdivide it, move that to there. Great. So now, weird. Yeah, we're just gonna have to delete both of those. Delete that face, delete that face. F, 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 F. And I think I want to do like move this in between here and like this to try and just kind of fade it out. So I'm going to take this one and this one both and do an E escape RZ minus 6.273. So this goes to here, Alt M last. This goes to here, to M last. All right, cool. And then we'll do this one more time. E escape RZ minus 6.273. So I'll select this and this, Shift S, cursor selected, move both of them there, Alt, and then S0. This and this, Shift S, cursor selected, S0. Take this one and E escape RZ minus 6.2. Just escape RZ minus 6.273. What are you doing, rascal? Oh, I moved it. Tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab back in. That, just get rid of that. X, vertice. E escape RZ minus 6.273. And then let's just do, we'll do a find the mean of that and S0. Don't really like that. Good enough. I mean, you can see that it's doing a little strangeness, but whatever. It's a fairly smooth transition. Okay, so we now need to go over here. In fact, we're going to 7 Z and just kind of bring these SX0, SY0. Just clean the mesh up a little bit. Not sure I did the right one there. Yeah, this is the one we want to move to. Cool. edge select. I'm going to subdivide those two. Vertice mode. Okay. Did I just do this? That's not right. So let's select this. Where are you? Select that. Subdivide. Okay. Quite literally. Okay. Oh. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Great. So if I go to do this now, so they're down there. So now these are accurate right here, right now, but as soon as you add subdivision surface, see how they shrink? Especially if you would go through and sharpen them. They're all wacky right now. That's telling us there's something wrong with the mesh. Shift E1. Okay. It doesn't like something right here. AAW4. See if that pulled something out, didn't it? Let's get rid of these. Undo. Redo. Yeah. Okay, pulled those out. Is there a face in there? Ooh, there it is. See that edge? X. Edge. Whoop, there it goes. Shift D. All right. So we're starting to shape up. I better save, right? Now, I have a hunch this rotational value here is the same as these rotational values here. These are further out and further in than these, but the holes are all the same size. So we know a whole lot about the size of those holes, and those will basically be over here. We know they're going to be 18.84 degrees, and they're 1.28 millimeters in diameter, and they will start off of down over here and go up here like that. So I'm going to turn off the subsurf. I will turn off the mirroring, and so we'll start working on them over here now. Now we know that there probably will be one of these here. There'll probably be one of these right here. They're not going through there. Oh, that's clever. I don't know why it's doing all that and not. When it does that, I just go, okay, let's get rid of these. X faces. F, 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 F. Okay. So clearly there are some shapes kind of like these. These will probably be. That could be turned into a quad. That could be turned into a quad. This could be turned into a quad. We don't want to run an edge up here because then that'll add two. These have to be equidistant to keep a nice smooth circle. So we have this to deal with here, and this is where the other one's going to be at here. We know it's going to be 0.64. So let's do a little bit of measurement here and find out on 0, 0. Come on. Oh, that wasn't 0. Now 0. And 1.3. I was trying to think that that's 1.3 as a recurring theme. 1.4. 1.4. Okay, so select here, Shift S, cursor selected, Z, B, SX0, GX minus 0.14. Okay, now Shift S, cursor selected, A, B, SX0, GX minus 0.64. Wrong. GX minus 0.064. A, B, rascal. B, no, A, now B. Rats. A, B, Shift S, cursor selected, A, B. SX0, GX minus 0.128. Okay. And A, B, E, escape, GY 0.064. Okay. I goofed with one of these here. Looks like. Shift S, cursor selected. G, not that one. Hit Z, hit Z, select the other one, there we go. SX0. Okay. So, down here, that didn't work. Subdivide, vertices, select this one, E, escape, SX0, SY0. Oh, that's why, because I didn't go through and loop, cut, and slide those yet. 0. The loop, cut, slide always sounds like a dance to me. Do the loop, cut, slide. Okay, I'm holding down Control so it snaps to the points. Okay, and I'll select this, X, faces, X, faces, X, faces. F, F. I'm going to keep that there until, actually I don't need to. because it's on axis. Shift S, cursor selected. Here, boop, boop. Shift D, escape. SY -1. AA, W4, A. Now I can get rid of that little edge in there. X, face. Whoops. X edges. Okay, so now need to work on this one down here. It says it is 1.73 from the outer edge. So this here, Shift S, cursor selected. This here is 1.73 from here, 1.73 millimeters. So SX0, GX minus 0.173. That's not right. Is that inches? That's in inches, rascal. 4.38. That's what it says. Let me measure it again real quick. Make sure that's right. .3. So GX minus 0.43. Okay, there's that top. And so Shift S, cursor selected. Here, this to this. SX0. SX0. GX minus 0.064. SX0. GX minus 0.128. E, escape. GY 0.064. Hold M last. Hold M last. Okay. And these we're not worrying about yet, nor is that, but we are going to K. Cut, cut, cut. That doesn't look right at all. It doesn't. Actually, it does from above. It's just that one weird angle. It doesn't look right. Cut, cut, cut. Oops. Still, rascal. I'm going to do last. Control-7, go to the bottom. What'd I do? I can probably just do this. Go here. Shift S, cursor selected. That's there. Okay, I see it now. I see it. Cut, cut, cut. Cool. And boop, 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 boop. X faces. Boop, boop. F, F. Shift D, escape. SY -1. AA, W4. All right. So this one to this one to this one to this one to this one. I'm going to tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab back in. E, escape. RZ, was it? It was 18.84 times 0.333. 6273. RZ 6.273. Then select this and this, then E again. Actually, no, don't do that. Leave that there. Go here to here. Alt M there. Alt M there. M here. M there. M there. And I think I know why the other one looked kind of odd. So E escape RZ point escape RZ 6.273 RZ that's why. Tab out, Shift S, cursor select, tab in RZ 6.273. Wait, I don't like that. But wait. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not wrong, but I'm just ahead of myself a little bit. So these now need Shift D, escape, RZ 18.84. Oops, if they were on the right pivot. Tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab in. Are they still separated? Yeah, they are. And RZ 18.84. There they are. Okay, I'm just going a little internal here for a little bit to just figure some of this out. I'm trying to match the same pattern over here. It's stumping me a little bit. think this is correct. So this should probably go here, Alt M to there. This should probably go to here, Alt M to there. And this goes to here. This goes to here. This goes to here, Alt M. That's there. That's not correct. This is not correct. This goes to here. The reason we're not making this equidistant out through here, this is me thinking out loud, by the way. The reason that we're not making it all the way out here is then you have uneven topology, and then it just looks like, it looks fairly haphazard. I think I did something like this last time. Take this and this, I can go here. This, 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 this. Tab out, Shift S, cursor selected, tab in, E, escape. RZ 6.273. Did I do that? Doesn't quite look that extreme. Don't know how I feel about it yet. This one here we definitely have, it's a little bit different than how we did over here. Down here is way different. I mean, that is a quad there. Whereas over here, I guess these are I mean, this is a quad, this is a quad, this is a quad, this is a quad. I mean, that could be a quad there by bridging those two. Those won't be quads. Let's do another geometry out there and somehow get it to wrap around or whatever. I suppose we could do another circle around all these. Let's just take a look at the whole thing. See what it's doing. Honestly, it's not looking too bad. Look at that. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's just get the mesh looking right on the top. So hide that, hide that. So this here, this should go there. SX 0, SY 0. 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 Oops. Oops. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I went through and just cleaned up a whole lot, and you were looking at me doing it. Anyway, I probably could have just copied all of the mesh off of one side and duplicated it and moved it down. Probably would have been easier to do it that way, but you know, I get in a rhythm. So being a one-man shop, or not shop, but being a one-man project, robot chores, you have to, you know, have to try and delegate to yourself things you do, and you're not going to be perfect. Doing it all alone, so had someone else watching the recorder could do that, but wouldn't have that issue. But then again, being resourceful. Control N. A. All right. Interesting. So for these out here, we have these little triangles. Do we have them on top? Those triangles? We don't. That's because these are all non-manifold. Okay. Boof the boof. Oops. I guess I could just do this. X face. Boop, boop, F, boop, boop, F, boop, boop, F. All right. Solves that problem. Solves the problem over here. Now that problem is not solved. It is not solved. Does it really matter? Well, it's on both sides that has a problem. Right? You can see that this is non-manifold. 1, 2, 3. No, it isn't non-manifold because it has this one going right through the center of it, whereas this one does not. Okay. Interesting. So this up here is non-manifold. This one is not. Escape. Turn off that. You boy. Okay, so then let's take this. X faces. Boop, there we go. Uh-oh. I see a problem. Well, it doesn't look like it's causing too much of a problem right now. I imagine that will pull if we'd make that non-sharp. Like let's say that we do a Shift E minus 0.2. See that? Goobly goop. Need to add another ring inside here so that it doesn't pull like that, because that's pulling poorly. Up here is a problem, but that's why. Because I ran it differently. Look at that. Whew. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. X faces. I did this. Ding, ding. F, boom, 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 F. So then it looks okay. Shift E, escape. Shift E, minus 0.3. So it doesn't pull. Great. All right, where were those problems at? I saw up here. Here we go. Wow, how could I miss that? Loop, cut, and slide. 0. Okay. Loop, cut, and slide. 0. Great. And then just get rid of those X faces. Edge select. Face, face, or edge, edge. F. Oops. Cool. That's weird. It's weird over here too. Huh, what does it look like when I don't have the subsurface on it? Oh. Well, it looks like it should be something like this. A K there to here. This to this. Ooh. Okay. AA, Control N, recalculate outside. All right. I will go ahead and sharpen that back up to 1. These for sure should be 1. That should be 1. I actually think that this and this, I'm changing my mind. These should be 0.8. Just have a little bit of roundness to them. So Shift E minus 0.2. And so then you subsurf it a little bit. It adds a little bit of a shape to it. See? Cool. Now we know that these holes aren't the right size. Okay? So what are we going to do about it? This is how we'll fix that. It's not ideal, but that's the way we're going to fix it. So select this circle right there. Cursor selected, so above. Oh. That's right. This is not a Z. So B, select that there. Shift S, cursor selected. And I go and look at this, and I think the holes were 1.28 is what we had them at. 0. 1 point. Yeah, I'm getting somewhere, something around 1.28. And these right now, you can even see that, yeah. These right now are not 1.28 because they have a subsurface applied to it. Now, once you, so this is not 1.28. If you measured it, it would be 1.28 millimeters in diameter, but it is not that because we have subsurface applied. So if I turn it off, you can see how much larger that all of a sudden gets. This out here is the 1.28. So what we need to do then is you can probably just go into a separate object and now Shift A, and we can create a cylinder or just a circle, really. I don't know how huge that was. Okay. And in the radius, it should be 0.064, I believe. There we are. See, that's the size that the hole should be. Okay, and it's got 32 vertices, so that's plenty to give us an idea of how much larger that hole needs to be. And so I'll select the other object, tab into it, and hit A, B, select that, and we're going to scale up. We're just going to scale up, and I know it's scaling in Z also, which we don't want, but I'm going to scale up until we basically are on just on the outside, or some of the hole, because it's not a perfect circle because it's only 4 vertices are making up each of the circles on top and the bottom of this little cylinder. But we can see it's like roughly 1.55 would be pretty good. So 1.55 is pretty good. So we hit escape, SX 1.55, SY 1.55. And then do that for all of the objects. So then A, go over here, B, to box select all that, Shift S to go into the center of it, SX 1.55, SY 1.55. Okay, A, B, Shift S, cursor selected, SX 1.55, SY 1.55. Now we don't want to change this thing on this object. We don't want to go through and change the view really or the render of that from, we went to tie the render and view together so that what we're looking at here is how it will be output. If you're going to go through and add more, you're going to change, not a lot, but you will definitely change how much that's moving. So we're going to keep it right there. SX 1.55, oops. Shift S, cursor selected, SX 1.55, SY 1.55. Okay, A, B, cursor selected, A, B, SX 1.55, SY 1.55, AB, Shift S, cursor selected, AB, SX 1.55, SY 1.55. All right. Now did it throw our mesh into mayhem? I don't know. This is, I'm seeing some here that are still non. All right, let's just take it. Take this. X faces here. We're going to see edge, edge, F, edge, edge, F. Whoop. No, that's right. Non-polygonal. Non-polygonal? Not non-polygonal. Oh my God, I forgot the word. Oh well. Okay, so well, great. I think that is it. Very cool. Well, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this extra long episode of Robot Chores. But the servo control horn is done. And so now we can get on to the fun stuff in the next episode of starting to figure out how we're going to tie the servo into some kind of control mechanism that will then be 3D printed out, and you can insert the servo into it. So anyway, cool. Thanks for checking it out. If you like the content, be sure to share, like, and subscribe, and click the notification button. And until next time, toodaloo.